Topsy and Tim help a friend. One morning, Topsy and Tim met Stevie Dunton at the school gate. Stevie looked upset. "What's wrong, Stevie?" asked Tim. "I hate school," said Stevie. Stevie cheered up when they went into the classroom, but at break he didn't want to go out to play. "What's wrong, Stevie?" asked Miss Terry. "Nothing," said Stevie, and he went outside. Topsy and Tim were playing It in the playground with their friends. Kerry was It. Stevie joined in, and Kerry began to chase him. Stevie was a good runner. He was getting away from Kerry when James, the biggest boy in the class, stuck out his foot and tripped Stevie up. Stevie began to cry. "Cry baby," shouted James and his friend Sylvie. Some of the children laughed. Topsy and Tim didn't, but they didn't know what to do. After break, it was PE. The children had to change into their plimsolls. Soon everyone was ready except Stevie. "Come on, Stevie, we're waiting for you," said Miss Terry. "I can't find one of my plimsolls," said Stevie. "There it is," said Topsy, pointing to Stevie's peg. "How did it get there?" said Stevie. Tim saw Sylvie wink at James. After school, Topsy and Tim told Mummy about Stevie. "James keeps being mean to Stevie," said Topsy. "And Sylvie copies him," said Tim. "I think Sylvie and James are being bullies," said Mummy. "What's a bully?" asked Topsy. "It's someone who likes to hurt or frighten other people," said Mummy. "They make everyone afraid to tell a grown-up." "It was very brave of you to tell me, and you should tell Miss Terry too." "But that's telling tales," said Topsy. "That's what bullies think," said Mummy. "That's how they get away with hurting other people." When Stevie was hanging up his coat the next day at school, James ran in. He grabbed Stevie's school bag and threw it across the room. "Catch, Sylvie!" he shouted. "That's not yours," shouted Topsy. "Give it back," yelled Tim. Sylvie grabbed the bag and threw it back to James. "What's going on in here?" said Miss Terry. "James did it," said Topsy. "He is always doing nasty things to Stevie. He's a bully," said Tim. "All right, children, calm down," said Miss Terry. "I think it's time we had a class chat." When all the class was settled, Miss Terry talked to them about bullying. Then she asked them to tell her what bullies did. "They hit and they hurt you," said Andy Anderson. "They call you names," said Rye. "They make your friends be nasty to you," said Louise. "They think it's funny and they don't always know they're hurting your feelings," said Alice. "Why are bullies so unkind?" said Topsy. "Sometimes bullies have been bullied themselves," said Miss Terry. Then they take it out on someone else because it makes them feel big. Topsy and Tim began to feel sorry for bullies. I hate bullying, said Kerry. Does anyone here like bullying? Asked Miss Terry. No, shouted all the children. Everyone played it together. Soon it was time to go back into the classroom. You look like you've been playing nicely, said Miss Terry. We've had lots of fun, said Tim. After school, Topsy and Tim and Stevie ran to the school gate to meet their mums. Was school all right? Asked Stevie's mum. Yes, it was, said Stevie. I've got something to tell you. Stevie told his mum that James and Sylvie had been bullying him. Oh dear, said Stevie's mum, looking upset. Don't worry, Mum, said Stevie. Topsy and Tim told Miss Terry, and she talked to the whole class. I feel much better because James and Sylvie said they were sorry too. Stevie's mum gave him a big hug. Goodbye, Stevie, said Topsy and Tim. See you tomorrow. Stevie smiled and waved at them. See you tomorrow, he called. I can't wait for school now. The end.